What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of The Glove and their 1983 album Blue Sunshine. Thank you again to Nicola. And the next track is Orgy. I don't think I need to explain this. My only question is this a literal term? Is it functioning metaphorically? Maybe a bit of both. There is no additional context. It is a single word title, so those are sometimes tough to get a read on. But I feel like the meaning here is so direct and potentially salacious that I wonder what might be afoot if this is an actual narrative rather than just a scene painting with words. Either way, let's see what it is in practice. This is The Glove. The tune is Orgy, and it's from their 1983 album Blue Sunshine. Wow, a lot to unpack here, and I'm surely not going to be able to articulate all the details because I didn't hear all the words clearly, but what I did hear is it does seem like it's functioning on multiple levels. There's a visual, even visceral and physical aspect to some of the lines, but they seem inherently figurative or metaphorical, or at the very least, again, like they have a deeper meaning beyond the imagery that might be suggested by the words themselves, which have a bit of a poetic turn of phrase in some cases. I am amused, though, at the use of the word fishes, because I remember having a discussion with a friend of mine in college who he was like a hard science major. I think he was a molecular biology major. But I remember him telling me, because he said something about fishes, and I was like, isn't fish like sheep or moose? Don't you pluralize it as fish? And he's like, yeah, in colloquial parlance, but in academic scientific language, you pluralize it as fishes so that there's absolutely no ambiguity about whether you're talking about a single fish or multiple fishes. And I thought that was amusing. I got the logic, but it still sounds weird to say fishes, so that came back to me in the moment. But yeah, the idea of like, we can swim, me and my little fishes, I don't quite know what to make of that. It has a poetic sound. It might be part of this visceral physical narrative. At first I was like, oh wait, did she mention the rack? Which, that could mean different things, but my brain went to like, oh no, is this some sort of medieval torture, and so it's like an orgy of pain or suffering or something like that? And indeed, the next line seemed to be something about like breaking you over time or something, so I was like, oh no, this feels much darker than maybe I thought, even going into it expecting it to have some figurative meaning. But then again, the lines about swimming and the fishes, and was it like a tongue comes into my mouth? It was like a tongue of something, and I didn't hear that word clearly. So it's like, okay, like that could relate to sensual kissing, but the phrasing is already a bit, what's the right word? Not crude, but like more blunt than you would normally use if you were talking about something that was meant to be pleasurable. I think the word pleasure was in there though, at some point along the way, but then it was like it explodes in her mouth or something, which like, again, it all felt like there's some metaphor happening here, even if some of the lines seem like they have a visual referent. Sonically, I enjoyed it. It had like a Middle Eastern feel mixed with some post-punk energy and rawness, but also a bit of an abstract art pop feel all at the same time. I do wonder, so, okay, was that Jeanette Landry? Because her vocals on previous tunes, on the ones that she's been on, they felt a bit more flowing and melodic or expressive. This felt like it could have been sung by Susie Sue. It had that stark, dramatic, and a bit wicked type of vocal articulation. So yeah, if that was her, I like it because it suggests, she had some different idioms that she was trying vocally over the course of this album. So yeah, a really striking tune, sonically especially, lyrically as well, even if I don't quite know what's happening here, though again, I do suspect that there are lines with meanings both shallow and deep. Either way, a really interesting track. I do wonder what people will have to say about this one. Let me know, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.